One day, Parsley was out for a walk in the herb garden when he came across a very strange sight.
It's either been very windy and all the rubbish has blown away, or else...
Ah, there you are, said Dill. I was hoping you'd find time to come along.
What is it? Asked Parsley. What's going on? What are all these bits of cardboard?
Bits of cardboard?
Repeated Dill stiffly.
I'll have you know these bits of cardboard happen to be works of art.
Works of art? You don't mean to say you've taken up painting?
Oh, I dabble a bit. I'm holding a one-dog exhibition of some of my best work. It's in aid of National Bone Week.
Looks more like National Rubbish Week to me, said Parsley. What's that, for goodness sake?
Number 31,
said Dill.
I've called it White Cat in a Snowstorm. Do you like it?
Well, yes, and then again, no. It has length and breadth and...
It's for sale,
said Dill hopefully.
Oh, in that case, I definitely don't like it.
I was hoping I might be able to put you down for a dozen or so.
A dozen or so? Repeated Parsley. I have a job finding room for one postcard sometimes.
Well, perhaps a couple then. This one's called Black Cat in a Coal Cellar. I can let you have the two as a matching pair, if you like.
If I could give a hollow laugh, said Parsley, I'd give one right now.
You wait. They used to laugh at Picasso. Give it a while and these'll be selling like hot cakes.
Hot cakes, maybe, but paintings, never.
Typical bourgeois reaction, said Dill. No soul, no appreciation of the finer things in life.
I should think your trouble's lack of paint. What's all this brown stuff?
Oh, that was done during my gravy period, said Dill. I knocked a bowl over the canvas by mistake, and when I licked it up, that's what happened.
It figures, said Parsley.
Said Dill.
I don't wish to, say I told you so, but if you care to look over your shoulder, this could be my big breakthrough.
No, this is what I call a good picture, said Constable Knapweed. When I heard what was going on, I did have half a mind to speak to young Dill about it, but I'd take it all back.
You see? What did I tell you? Fame at last.
It's certainly unusual, said Lady Rosemary. Reminds me of someone, said Sir Basil.
Whoever it is, he's really captured the full villainy of the person behind the face, got under the skin, as you might say. Look at those shifty eyes and that chin. Oh, he's a nasty piece of work, all right. I wouldn't touch him with a barge pole. Shows you the sort of character we in the force are up against. I'd like to buy that to hang up as a warning.
Jolly good idea,
said Sir Basil.
What's it called, Rosemary?
Number 24. Portrait of Constable Knapweed.
What's that? A portrait of me? Where is he? I'll throw the book at him. I'll have him for painting without a license. I'll have him for leaving litter about unattended.
Do you want to buy any good paintbrushes?
Asked Dill.
I know where there's some going cheap.
Which way did he go? Demanded Constable Knapweed.
It may have been that way, said Parsley. Or perhaps it was that way.
Whichever way it was, I'll have him. Make no mistake. I'll have him.
Has he gone?
Asked Dill.
I say, do you think you could put me up for a while? Just until all the fuss dies down. I'll paint your portrait for nothing if you do.
Let you paint my portrait? Said Parsley. You must be joking.
Pity, said Dill. It's difficult finding faces of character these days. That firm jaw, that forehead, those cheekbones.
Come on, said Parsley. What are we waiting for? You look for the brushes. I'll make the gravy. You can't win, you know. You just can't win. People whose birthday lies between the 21st of April and the 21st of May, said Parsley, were born under Taurus the bull.
What are you doing? Asked Dill. Playing football? May I be centre forward?
This isn't a football. This is a crystal ball for telling fortunes.
May I have a go? Perhaps it'll tell me where my next bone is coming from.
All right, but don't get too worked up and breathe all over it. It's only just been cleaned.
Thanks. I say, isn't this good?
You mean you can actually see something?
Yes, a tall, dark figure with silken whiskers.
That doesn't sound like Constable Knapweed, said Parsley, or Bayleaf.
It's gone now. I must have been looking at my own reflection.
Give me a handkerchief, someone. I have a feeling it needs cleaning again.
Do you think you could read the future in my pores?
I don't know about the future, said Parsley. Your past doesn't look too good to me. You were either born under a cloud or you've just stepped in some mud.
You don't have to dig for bones. It isn't easy, especially when there aren't any to be found. Perhaps you could try one of the others.
No, thank you. One's enough. Anyway, my paw says I ought to go for a long walk, starting now.
May I play with your ball?
Help yourself. If you ask me, there's no future in it.
To tell fortunes, you need some earrings and a silk scarf. Is that all? Bring on the first customer. I see a tall, distinguished-looking gentleman in blue, carrying a large pile of bones.
Bones? Repeated Constable Knapweed.
I can't see any bones.
I'm not surprised. You need extra whiskery perception to see things like that. He seems to be chasing somebody. It looks like a deadly criminal. They're running in and out of the bushes, uphill and down dale.
Uphill and down dale.
I'm afraid he's being held back by all the bones. I say, that's a good idea. He's put them all down outside my kennel. Now he's giving chase again. Oh, I can see it all. The crowds, the presentation of the medal for bravery, the sergeant's stripes.
Go on. Don't stop now.
I'm afraid it's fading. It's a bit difficult to concentrate on an empty stomach.
Just you wait here. I'll soon fix that. I shan't be long.
I should have taken this up before. Next, please. I can see this distinguished-looking gentleman with the beard, sitting in a deck chair, sipping an iced drink, while someone else sticks the garden.
Ah, said Bayleaf. Now, I like the sound of that. But who's digging the garden? That's what I'd like to know.
I'm afraid I can't tell you that. There's a wheelbarrow full of bones in the way. I think the gentleman with the beard is about to take it as a present to a starving dog he knows.
I shan't be long. I just has a call to make. Don't go away.
I shan't. Just leave them with the others outside my kennel. Next, please. This fish is so huge, it's gone right off the ball. I can see neither head nor tail of it.
Good gracious,
said Sir Basil.
Where's me net? I'll land the bounder.
I should be careful. What you need is the help of a well-fed dog.
Bless my soul. Where am I going to find one like that in the herb garden?
Find the bones and leave them outside my kennel. The hour will produce the dog. Between you and me and the crystal ball, I can see a dog enjoying his supper. Yum.
Oh! What's up?
Asked Parsley.
You're not still hungry, are you? Shall I see if I can find you another bone?
No! Don't say you've eaten them all. There must have been dozens.
38.
Groaned Dill.
I think I'd better have my ball back.
Take it. I never want to see it again.
I tell you what, said Parsley. While I'm here, I'll tell you your fortune if you like.
Oh!
One day, Parsley was browsing through his copy of What's On in the Herb Garden when he came across an entry marked Dill Day.
It must be pretty important. He's put 3 lots of crossed bones by the side. I'd better go and see what's what, as well as what's on. Hello, said Parsley. I was just on my way to see you.
Have you booked?
Asked Dill. Booked? What do you mean, booked?
I'm throwing my kennel open to the public for the day. I'm afraid it's ticket holders only this way.
Isn't it amazing, said Parsley. After all we've been through together. Have I ever asked you for a ticket when you've come to see me?
That is a little different. I mean, I don't like to say it, but who'd want to buy a ticket to see your den? My kennel's been handed down.
Looks more as if it's been thrown down. Don't tell me people are actually falling for this diabolical scheme.
Take a look for yourself,
said Dill.
Good morning, Sir Basil. Good morning, Lady Rosemary. You may like to see the family motto, pro bono. It's just inside, over the door.
Don't you mean pro bono publico? Asked Parsley. It's Latin. It means for the public good.
I know what I mean, said Dill. Catch me giving all my bones to the public. Look, there's Constable Knapweed and Mr. Bayleaf. I'm glad they could come.
After you, Mr. Bayleaf.
That's all right, Constable Knapweed. After you.
Make yourselves at home,
called Dill.
And don't forget to look at my bed.
Talking of beds, said Parsley, look who's just turned up. Goodness me, said Pashana Betty. I am saying to myself, if only I'd left my bed at home. That is what I am saying to myself. He won't be alone when he gets inside, said Parsley.
Shh, I've got some more customers.
Chives! Stand at ease! Stand! Easy!
Now, Chives,
said Mr. Onion.
you're about to go on your annual school treat. I want you to enjoy yourselves at all times and behave as if you were in your own home.
Right, Chives! Attention! Visiting Dill's kennel. By numbers. Begin. I say, said Parsley, you're packing them in a bit, aren't you?
Can I help it if it's popular?
Asked Dill.
You have to cater for the coach trade as well, you know. Ah, here comes Sage.
To-wit-to-woo!
Hooted Sage.
Which is the to-wit to win?
He'll never make it. There's 16 inside already. Even without his feathers, he'd never make it.
You could be right,
said Dill.
You could be right at that. I'm sorry, we're full up for the moment. If you care to wait...
Full up? To-wit to wait? I bought my ticket to wit 2 days ago. I'm going in. Let me in.
Hooted Sage.
Let me in.
Here, steady on,
Shouted Constable Knapweed.
Stop that there pushing. Stand back, everyone.
I don't want to worry you, said Parsley, but I think you're about to move house any moment now.
I don't want to move house,
wailed Dill. Can't you nip round the back door?
What back door? You know very well I haven't got one.
I think you may have now, said Parsley. There goes another of the stately kennels of England. It's rather sad, really.
Would you care to buy a flag?
Asked Dill.
It's for a good cause. The Dill Kennel Restoration Fund.
No, thanks, said Parsley. I've got a much better idea. If he thinks I'm going to buy one of his flags, he's very much mistaken. Dill Day, indeed. This way for Parsley's Den. Get your tickets here. Open to the public for 1 day only. No connection with the firm next door. This way for Parsley's Den. Get your tickets here.
Today,
said Parsley,
feels like a quiz day. I feel distinctly quizzical today. It's funny you should say that,
said Dill.
I was just thinking I could toy with a few questions myself. I'm so full of answers, I could take on the world.
I should settle for Constable Knapweed and Mr. Bayleaf for a start. Stand by for asking. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Double Your Score. Or would you mind repeating the question? On my left, Dill.
Good evening.
On my right, Mr. Bayleaf.
Good evening.
And Constable Knapweed. Now look here. In the herb garden, we have our usual fair-minded audience, so I'll go straight into the first question. What is 2 and 2? Dill, are you buying or selling?
Asked Dill.
A very good point. In fact, 10 very good points, which puts you in the lead. I rephrase the question. What's 3 and 3? Constable Knapweed? 6. Wrong, I'm afraid, said Parsley. I'll throw the question open to the others. For bonus points, what are 3 and 3? Dill?
33.
Very good. Double your score. That makes 20 points. Now, what's 4 and 4? Mr. Bayleaf?
If 3 and 3 be 33, then 4 and 4 must be 44.
I'm sorry, that doesn't follow at all. Anyone else? Dill, what's 4 and 4?
1.5 pounds of dog meat.
Right, said Parsley. That makes you 40. Now we come to a slightly more difficult question. A man, a dog, and an express train travel from point A to point B 50 miles away. Which gets there first?
Why, that'd be easy, said Bayleaf. I don't know as I ever heard an easier question than that afore. Why, do you like taking jam from a baby in arms? I reckon if anyone couldn't answer a simple question like that, he'd need to have his head examined.
Time's up, I'm afraid. That's treble points to the other team, making Dill 320 altogether. Anyone else? Constable Knapweed?
A man, a dog, and an express train travel from point A to point B. Here, hurry up, said Bayleaf. We don't want to lose no more points. Tell him 'tis the train.
It's the train. Wrong, said Parsley. Anyone else? Dill?
The dog?
Getting warm. Try again.
The man?
Oh, you're so warm you'll burn your paws in a minute.
Well, if it wasn't the train, or the dog, or the man, it must have been,
Exactly. None of them. They all got there at the same time. The man and the dog were traveling on the same train. Bonus marks to Dill, giving him a grand total of 640. Give him a big hand, everyone. One last question. Why do you keep running around in circles like that?
It's for my bonus points,
said Dill.
I make a mark on my tail every time I get a question right. It's what I call my bonus notches.
Bonus notches, exclaimed Parsley. It's also Spanish for good night. Good night, everybody.
One day, Parsley was taking a quiet stroll past Dill's kennel when something made him stop in his tracks and nearly end up where he'd started from.
That, said Parsley, is what is known as a double take. A large one at that. How very strange. I think I'd better consult my book. It could be serious. A, B, C, D, F for vessels, M for cis. Here we are. T for takes. Double. Double takes are sometimes brought on when dogs fit television aerials to their chimney pots. Good gracious! It couldn't be more right. This needs looking into, or at. Television. Fancy keeping it to himself.
Hello, said Dill. Sorry I was a long time. I was just making some adjustments to my contrast. There's a documentary on bones on Channel 2 this evening. I want to make sure it's all right.
Channel 2?
It's not as easy as it sounds, having two channels, said Dill. Decisions. The whole time, decisions. Mind you, I must say the colour's first rate these days. It has to be seen to be believed.
I'm quite willing to believe it, said Parsley. If you'll show it to me.
Yes, well...
Are you all right? Can I get you anything? I expect it's all this switching channels. It's bound to have an effect. I tell you what, you go to bed with a nice warm bone. I'll watch the television and tell you all about it later. He's gone. There's friendship for you. As soon as some dogs get television, they don't want to know you. I can imagine what the others will say when they get to hear.
It has come to my knowledge, said Constable Knapweed, that you are in the possession of a television receiver for which there is no record of a license being issued. And it's my duty to effect an entry in order to watch programs and take notes.
I'm sorry, but a dog's kennel is his castle, and I feel it's my duty to close my drawbridge. Goodbye.
Here, what's the meaning of this? Said Bayleaf. For it's stuck to my motor mower. Please don't use during hours of viewing, on account of interference.
That's right. It says in my instruction book that engines make grass grow all over television screens. They have to be suppressed.
He'll get suppressed if he don't watch out, snorted Bayleaf. Besides, there's a program on gardening I wants to see.
Isn't it frustrating? I wouldn't even mind a quick look at a test card, but he's got his curtains drawn.
If you ask me, there's something going on he don't want us to see. I'll go and get my ladder.
Good idea, Mr. Bayleaf. I'll go and get a search warrant.
We're losing valuable viewing time.
Search warrant? Ladder? I know a much easier way.
Look, I shall never get my line hold adjusted if this goes on.
What would you say if I told you I'd seen a pile of bones on the path?
What? Where?
It's like taking candy from a babe. It really is. I say, how the rich do live. Good gracious. Do you see what I see? I'll soon fix that. I'll change his channel. It isn't even a real television. It's an old cabinet with a photograph of himself stuck behind the screen. Of all the...
I can't find any bones. Were you pulling my leg?
Was I pulling your leg? How can you stand there and say it, making out you'd bought a television?
Bought one? Exclaimed Dill. You must be joking. Catch me doing a thing like that. I shall wait and see if it catches on first.
Would you believe it? Of all the nerve. No wonder he didn't want anyone to see it.
Mind you, said Dill dreamily, if they put programs like that on, it can't really fail. Do you like my picture? Isn't science wonderful? I could watch it all day, couldn't you?
The answer to all those questions is no, yes, and no 1,000 times no. Good night, everyone.
One day, Parsley was having a quiet doze in the herb garden when he was awakened by a ping. And when he opened his eyes, he found a small, round object by his side.
That's very strange. There was nothing in the weather forecast this morning about gale force eggs. I'd better go and see Dill about this.
Knock, knock, said Parsley.
Who's there?
It's me, Parsley. sorry to wake you.
Oh, that's all right, said Dill. I had to get up anyway. Someone was knocking. What's the trouble?
That,
Said Parsley.
what have you got to say about that?
Yums,
Said Dill. Is that all?
asked Parsley. Well, it's obviously an egg of some kind. And once you've seen one, you've seen the lot. I mean, what can you say about an egg?
I was hoping for something better than yums.
Dogs. I shall take my problem elsewhere.
Oh, this is a very hard egg, Mr. Parsley,
Said Pashana Betty.
a very hard egg indeed. I am saying to you that in all my years of cooking, I have never come across such a hard egg. Oh, no, oh, dear me, no. If you are trying to crack this egg, Mr. Parsley, you will be bending your spoon.
This egg,
Said Miss Runyon.
is round and covered all over with small spots. It is obviously the egg of the lesser spotted, whatchamacallit, a bird noted for the fact that it lays round eggs, covered all over with small spots.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, we all know it's an egg, and anyone can see it's got spots. I shall consult my book. A for horses, B, C, D, E for eggs. If you want to find out more about an egg, try hatching it and see what comes out. What a masterly plan. You have been selected,
Said Parsley.
from thousands of applicants for the honor of hatching this most unusual egg.
Twit-woo!
Hooted Sage excitedly.
How many did you say?
Well, 2 or 3.
Two or three?
Look, you're the only bird we've got. If you're going to be difficult... Besides, one egg's not going to hurt you.
I shouldn't speak too soon, said Dill.
I just found another, and there are plenty more where this one came from. Come and have a look.
I just have to go and see a dog about some eggs. I shan't be long.
Here you are,
said Dill.
What did I tell you?
Heavens above. It's either a very tall bird or it's been raining eggs. That's 6. 4. 6,
Said Parsley.
There are 4 here. 4 and 2 is 6.
I didn't say anything.
Said Dill.
Good gracious. That makes 7. 4. You've got 4 on the brain,
Said Parsley.
It's about time you went back to school. 5 and 2 is 7.
I haven't opened my mouth.
Said Dill.
Well, someone did.
I'm getting out of here. What with eggs and voices.
Shh,
Said Parsley.
listen. Talking of voices, that sounds like Lady Rosemary. Sage! Sage, you naughty owl! What are you doing? Sitting on Sir Basil's golf balls. He's been looking for them everywhere. Really, what will you be up to next?
Golf balls?
Hooted Sage.
I've been trying to hatch a golf ball.
Golf balls?
Repeated Parsley.
No wonder they felt hard.
4. Watch out. Sir Basil's at it again.
Come on,
Said Parsley.
I'm going.
Sure you won't have another?
Asked Dill.
No, thanks.
Said Parsley.
I'm trying to give them up. Anyone for tennis? Today
Said Parsley.
feels like a work day. Not a weekday or a play day, but a work day. Wake up.
Said Parsley.
I've just had an idea. How about doing some work today for a change? Work?
Said Dill.
How do you spell it? I might have known. Work is making things, rendering a service to others, being useful, honest toil.
I think I've got an attack of my old complaint coming on.
And we all know what that is, exclaimed Parsley. Laziness.
I should watch out,
said Dill.
It's catching.
Not today, said Parsley. Today, I'm setting up in business. In fact, I'm prepared to offer quite high wages, not to mention free bone vouchers, if I can find the right kind of dog.
Oh, when do I start? Can I join the pension scheme?
You'll be lucky if you live that long. Besides, I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
I must say, I've always rather fancied myself as a white-collar worker. I think it might suit me.
Collars. Suits. That's it. We'll open up a laundry. The herb garden must be full of things that need washing. We'll make a fortune.
Fortune? What are we waiting for?
Bring me the washing, said Dill. Fetch everything you can see. Leave no bed unturned. I'll wait here. I've one or two things. Shan't be long, called Parsley. Said Dill. Where shall I put these?
Just shove them behind the kennel. I'll deal with them later.
I didn't know there were so many clothes in the herb garden, called Parsley. And there's more to come.
Before you go, I'd like to have a word with you.
Help yourself. Take 2 or 3. Is anything wrong?
Nothing that can't be sorted out,
said Dill.
Given goodwill on both sides, I'm sure we can settle the matter. In short, I would like to have a chat about my prospects. I've been here over 2 hours, and I haven't had a raise.
Hard luck, said Parsley.
Is that your final word?
Yes, unless you count goodbye.
I'm afraid I shall have to consult my executive about this. I've consulted my executive, and we've reached a unanimous decision. We're coming out on strike. The lads are right behind me.
The lads? Echoed Parsley. What lads?
You don't think I'm doing this on my own, do you? I've got other things to do. I'm chief shop steward for a start. Come on, lads. This is it. Time to go home.
Good gracious, exclaimed Parsley. Do you mean they're all working for us?
They were,
said Dill.
Sharp along, chaps. Get the kettle on.
Here, called Bailey. What's going on? Where've all my clothes got to? I want to cut the grass.
I'm afraid all your washing's been declared black,
said Dill.
That means no one's allowed to touch it.
What about my uniform? Demanded Constable Lapweed. I've got to go on duty.
We all have our problems. I'm sorry, but I'm late for tea already.
I'll soon fix this, said Parsley.
Here, where are you going with my blanket? You can't touch that. It's black.
Ugh. Not only black, it's filthy. It's about time it had a good wash.
Put it down,
cried Dill. Look after your end of the business. I'll look after mine.
Take my blanket, and you take me, too. Help! Help!
Wake up! Wake up! There's work to be done.
What's that? Work? I had this awful dream. I'll tell you about it if you like.
Has it got a happy ending?
I don't know. I'll find out.
One day, Parsley was out for a walk in the herb garden when he heard a strange sound.
Ping, ping, ping.
It's either a woodpecker with a cracked beak or someone's left a tap dripping.
But as it turned out, it was neither of these things. It was Dill.
Ping, tiddy, ping, 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 ping.
Good gracious,
Said Parsley.
what on earth are you up to now?
Just tuning up.
Said Dill.
Ping, 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 ping. I'm taking up the guitar. Only I haven't got one. And it's a bit difficult with paws anyway, so I go
ping, ping, ping instead. Can anyone join in?
Asked Parsley.
What can you play? I may have a waiting list. There's the drums, said Parsley. Boom, boom. Do you think it'll catch on?
Asked Dill.
I mean, will they like it? The fans. If you can get away with ping, 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 I'm sure they'll like my booms. All right, said Dill. You're in. Only don't expect too many solo passages to start with. The guitar's getting most of those. How about forming a group, said Parsley. A quintet. We can hold auditions. Do you think we'll find 10 others? 10 others, exclaimed Parsley. It's a good job I came along. Now, what we need is a name. I did wonder about the Herbs. Great, said Parsley. Marvelous. Oh, I can see it all. We'll be famous. Our name in lights, golden discs. Would you like my autograph now? Asked Dill. I may be a bit tied up later. Just put it at the bottom of my contract. Oh, let's go. Right, said Parsley. Who's first on the list to be auditioned? Sage, said Dill. Whistles and chirps, a speciality. That's not a very good start. Still, I suppose we'd better see him now he's here. Right, it's all yours. Take it away.
Do-it-do,
Said Sage.
To wit, to woo, said Parsley. Is that all? I can't see us getting to the top of the charts with that. Talk about Tiny Tim, he's not in it. Don't call us. We'll call you.
Said Sage.
Perhaps we could form a quartet, said Parsley. Big bands are out anyway. Who's next? Mr. Bailey, with Songs My Mother Taught Me. I don't want to worry you, murmured Parsley, but I can see us ending up with a trio. Not exactly the cream of the light entertainment world.
Said Bailey. If you be ready.
Ready, said Parsley. A 1, a 2, a 3.
I'm Bailey, I'm the gardener. I work from early dawn. You'll find me sweeping up the leaves and tidying the lawn. That's a real old one, is that? Oh, they don't write songs like that anymore.
I'm not surprised.
Next verse coming up.
Thank you very much,
Said Parsley hastily.
We'll let you know later.
Much later, whispered Dill. You don't appreciate good music, you don't?
Who's next?
Said Parsley.
Whoever it is couldn't be worse. Do you want to bet?
Asked Dill.
It's Constable Netweed. Leaves from my notebook. A song, a dance, and a whistle or two. We all know what that's going to be like.
Well, young fellow, me lion, and what is it going to be like?
Oh, very good, I should think. Constable Netweed, first class. If you like that sort of thing. I'm pleased to hear you say that.
Gladys, oh Gladys, you ravishing thing, of you and you only I ever will sing.
I suppose we could form a duet. We shan't need so many bulbs when we have our names in lights. Either that, or we can retire now while we're still at our peak. How about it? I'll give you a ping, said Dill. But don't wait up. Don't worry, I shan't, said Parsley. Good night.
One day, Parsley was out for a walk in the herb garden when he came across an arrow. There was some writing on the ground beneath. This way to Mahatma Dill, it said.
Mahatma Dill? This needs looking into. Mind you, I can't imagine him being up yet. It's much too early. Good gracious. It gets curiouser and curiouser. I'd better give another ring. There's more in this than meets the eye. Hello, said Dill. Nice to see you. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. You made me jump, exclaimed Parsley. Besides, what do you mean, absence makes the heart grow fonder? We saw each other yesterday.
It is written that fortune knocks at least once on every dog's door. I knew you'd come if I waited long enough.
What is he on about? I've been ringing your bell for ages. And what's all that honey soit Marley Ponce stuff over the door?
Honey soit qui mal y pense?
asked Dill carelessly.
That means, disgraced may he be who thinks ill. It's French.
I've never heard you say it before. And what are you doing dressed up like that?
It's part of my new image. We Mahatmas must stick together. I wouldn't like to get mistaken for just any old dog. I'm starting a campaign for a better life. I'm collecting all my thoughts. You can have a packet of assorted ones for 6p if you like.
6p? For your thoughts? I've got plenty of my own, thank you very much.
I'll throw in a few extra ones free.
Where did you get them?
asked Parsley suspiciously.
They came to me, sitting here beneath the tree of knowledge.
Hiding behind the tree of idleness, more like, said Parsley.
How about 2 packets for 9p? They're very good for putting in crackers. Here's a free sample, especially for you. Early to bed, early to rise, makes a lion healthy, wealthy, and wise.
No, thank you, said Parsley.
Coming events cast their shadows before them,
said Dill sadly.
Getting darker already. Where's my book? I must put a stop to this. That's funny. What's happened to it?
Many would be cowards if they durst. I'll throw that one in as well, if you like.
What do you mean, durst?
Well, that's what it says in your book.
My book? No wonder he's gone knowledgeable all of a sudden.
There's a destiny that shapes our ends,
called Dill.
Rough hew them how we will.
Your end will be shaped if you don't watch out. I'd like my book back, please, when I think of all the things I've done for him.
No man is a hero to his valet,
said Dill.
You wait. I was only trying to make some money in case I want to buy you a birthday present sometime.
Of all the ungrateful... What did you say?
Birthday present. I don't know if there's anything particular you fancy.
Make room for another, called Parsley. You can share one of my bones if you like. Get your sayings here, amazing offer. Get your sayings here. No time like the present.
Fair words, butter no parsnips.
Fair words, butter no parsnips,
repeated Parsley.
That's what it says here. Page 327. Can you think of anything better?
Yes, I can. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be tomorrow.
I say, that's jolly good,
exclaimed Dill.
If you want a thing well done, do it yourself. Mahatma Dill, indeed. Today,
said Parsley,
feels like a mystery day. There's a definite smell of mystery in the air. Where's my book? A for horses, G for goodness sake. Ah, here we are. M for mystery. One of the biggest mysteries at the present time is what has happened to Mr. Bayleaf's pot of brown paint. Did you know someone's been at your paint tin, Mr. Bayleaf?
asked Parsley.
What's that?
I'll have him, whoever it is, I'll have him. I got that special to paint my log stand, I did. Where's Constable Knapweed? Going to paint log stand,
said Constable Knapweed.
This paint, what colour was it?
Oh, the colour? They'll be coming back for a refill by the time you've got all that down.
Ah, now this is a serious matter. It may well be the work of a gang, so we must all be prepared. I shall ask Sergeant Major Onion to give everyone a lecture on the art of self-defence this afternoon. Thank you. Thank you. Now, as you all know, I've called this meeting so that Mr. Onion can give a short talk on the art of self-defence.
Jolly good idea,
exclaimed Sir Basil.
Oh, do be quiet, Basil. Thank you, Lady Rosemary.
Mr. Onion?
For this demonstration, I shall need the assistance of one able-bodied volunteer from the audience.
Let me get at 'em. I'll show 'em. Taking my paint toward a new tin.
Good man. That's what I like to see. Now, one of the first rules to learn is what is known as the freestanding position. Feet wide apart, arms hanging loosely by the sides so that you can bend down and touch your toes. Mr. Bayleaf, touching the toes by numbers. Begin. 1, pause. 2, pause. 3. Very good indeed. Now, if you'd like to stand up again, I will demonstrate the hip throw assailants for the use of.
You blooming well won't. I'm stuck. I've been assailed all right in my back. Seized up good and proper it be. Oh,
Hard luck, Mr. Bayleaf. Is there anyone else in the audience as would care to assist in demonstrating the hip throw? Thank you, Sage. Now, some of you may never have given an owl an hip throw before, but if you ever have cause to, you may find yourself up against certain difficulties, like trying to find the hips of fat owls what's got nothing better to do than sit up in their nests screeching all day. If you come up against these two situations I've just demonstrated, then the next best thing to use is what is known as the karate chop. And for this purpose, I will take an ordinary log and break it in two with a single blow from the side of my hand. Dear, my word, oh, no. Oh, them logs must be made of concrete. I'm sorry I'm late for the lecture, panted Dill. Did you start without me? I had rather a heavy lunch. I had this big bone left over, and it weighed a ton. You had a bone left over? Left over from what? From being painted. I found this tin of paint this morning, so I thought I'd give all my bones a coat to disguise them. You never know who's about these days, and it's better to be safe than sorry. It worked jolly well, too. They look just like logs. I say, why is everyone staring at me like that?
He may well ask, said Parsley.
demonstrations?
Snorted Mr. Onion.
I'm about to give one myself. A little demonstration entitled, How to Arrest a Dog Double Quick. I think I'd better give one on how to say good night.
Good night, everyone. I feel like a wet week today,
said Parsley.
Not a wink of sleep all night. That's the trouble with having an active mind, I suppose. I shall go and see Dill. Do not disturb. It's all right for some. Listen to him. I'll soon fix that. Wakey, wakey!
Hello, said Dill. I say, what a lovely morning.
I was just thinking about going for a short stroll in my nightcap.
You mean a long walk in your sleep, don't you? I heard you snoring away.
Snoring? I don't snore.
It was either that or we're in for a bad thunderstorm.
I know I don't snore. I stayed awake one night to find out, and I didn't once. Still, I must admit there's nothing like a good sleep.
I wish you'd tell me your secret.
There's no secret. I just close my eyes and...
He's off again. Come on, wake up.
Oh, I was only demonstrating, said Dill. Have you tried counting bones?
If I tried counting your bones, I'd be up all night.
How about hypnotism, then? That's jolly good, too. You pick an object and you stare at it. And then, gradually, your eyelids get heavier and heavier until you...
Isn't that typical? Who else can I ask? Sage? Perhaps not. I wonder if Mr. Onion can help.
Now, sleep, as we all know, is a matter not only of lying down and closing your lids, eyes for the use of, but you also has to tell yourself what you are going to do. Otherwise, your brain may well think it's got dark sudden and wonder why. It's a matter of mind over a mattress. You has to say to yourself, I am going to sleep. Understood? Now, I want you to take the recumbent or lying down position as shown on the board and await my word of command.
I hope he knows what he's doing.
Right. Go to sleep. 5 numbers. 1 pause. 2 pause. Stop.
Doesn't it make you sick? I'm going. There's only one thing worse than not being able to get to sleep. That's not being able to when everyone else is snoring. On the other paw, I must say, all this fresh air and running about has made me feel a bit... excuse me, I hope you don't mind.
I say, wake up, cried Dill. Wake up! I've just had this great idea for sending you to sleep. It came to me just now in a dream. It's a miniature sheep.
A miniature sheep?
It's quite easy, said Dill. You simply try counting them jumping over a stile. One miniature wide awake, the next miniature fast asleep.
A miniature sheep. I was in the middle of such a nice dream, too. I'll never drop off now. I know I shan't. Today, said Parsley, feels like a motoring day. There's a distinct smell of exhaust fumes in the air. Good gracious, I was right. It is a car. A real, live car.
Good afternoon, sir, said Dill. Can I help you?
Good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Are you interested in this model, sir? It's a fine old specimen.
I'd better humor him. Where on earth did you get it?
My Uncle Mortimer left it to me when he passed on.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, said Parsley. I didn't even know he was ill.
Oh, he wasn't. He just passed on. He left me the car because the back wheel fell. Pardon me. I say, are you really interested?
You mean it's for sale?
If I can find a big enough... someone big enough to appreciate the finer points of this magnificent specimen.
How much? Asked Parsley.
Make me an offer, said Dill. I can do easy payments if you like. 10 bones down and the rest over 50 years.
Does it go? Asked Parsley.
Does it go?
Well, does it?
Here's an engine like a sewing machine. Listen.
It sounds more like a threshing machine to me, said Parsley. How about the tires?
The tires? Cried Dill. I'm glad you mentioned those, sir. They're the latest treadless variety. No rough edges to slow you down. You'll glide along on these.
I must say, the idea is very tempting.
You'll never regret buying it, sir. You have my word.
That is the one thing that bothers me.
Try sitting in the driving seat for a moment, sir. I'll just pop into my office and complete the formalities. Fill in the guarantee form.
By Jove! Oh, this is the life. Where's the starter?
Perhaps you'd just like to put your mark on here, sir.
That was quick, said Parsley.
Hello, hello, hello,
Said Constable Knapweed. What's going on here?
I suppose you realise this is a serious offence. Having charge of a vehicle what is in an unroadworthy condition, to wit, minus a rear wheel.
Minus a rear wheel? Repeated Parsley.
I shall expect to see this put right before I get back, or else.
Fancy selling me a car without a rear wheel.
You should have asked about the optional extras.
I'll give you optional extras. What about my guarantee?
I'm afraid it expired 2 minutes ago, said Dill. I wish you'd come to me sooner. I'd take it back, but there's no call for this sort of car just now. The bottom's dropped right out of the market.
It sounds as if it's dropped right out of my car as well.
Talk about a bone shaker.
A bone shaker?
Repeated Dill.
Uncle Mortimer didn't tell me it was one of those. Shall we go for a spin? I'll get the spare wheel. It won't take a moment.
Isn't it amazing? All it needs is 2 words.
Ready?
Steady.
Go!
That's another thing I forgot to mention, said Dill. You know that knob on top of the gear lever? The one that says forward and reverse?
You mean this one?
It was on the wrong way round.
I'll tell you something else. Cars bring out the worst in people.
Oh, do they really? Said Dill. Fancy that.
Yes, said Parsley. Normally quiet, inoffensive lions, for instance. They go right off, dogs.
Good night, everyone. Happy motoring.